We do not have to sacrifice personal freedom in order to live longer, healthier, higher quality lives. Give us liberty and give us less death. And Saagar, you know, it's stunning, these comparisons, because it's one thing when you look at it in a vacuum, like it's obviously devastating to see our own life expectancy go down, but you're like, okay, the COVID pandemic hit everywhere. You look around the world at places that approached it similar to us, at places that approached it really differently to us, and you see that they did not have this same massive drop in life expectancy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're right to caveat, you know, the Chinese numbers, but like regardless, like things are bad. I just don't think you can deny it. And you know, it's interesting. The profit motive goes into everything. And I also think it's interesting conversation where people don't want to focus on how much it burrows into, you know, something that Derek Thompson brought up on our show.
Yeah.
The American Medical Association has created a fake shortage of doctors. Where literally, it's like, why does this exist? And I actually think one of the biggest hurdles we all need to get over, and I don't mean this on a personal level, nurses and doctors, of course, you know, I respect healthcare practitioners and all that, but their accrediting organizations are creating fake shortages so that they can get paid more. And in a way, it's because they need the money to then pay back the corrupt schooling system. For medical, it's like the profit just is, it's like tiered in terms of corruption. It's like the doctors have to raise prices so that they can pay back the debt services have to raise prices so they can pay the colleges need to pay prices so they can artificially restrict the pool, Harvard, Yale, all these other institutions, and then pharma and all that.
It's the American healthcare consumer that gets stuck with the entire
and you get paid the bill, at the very end. So it's like everything is just so horrific. And one of the reasons why this doesn't exist in many of these other countries is because they've actually taken profit out of the entire supply chain. Zero, all the way from the NHS. I mean, you know, even in Britain, you have the option to go private. Not a lot of people do. Most people have access to basic care if they want it. Basic care and triage care has all sorts of other problems, but you know, I'm relatively confident in a mixed system that we could make it something work. But I do think the number one thing most people don't want to grapple with is that a lot of these doctors and nurses, like in France, they get paid 40% less than what we get paid here. Now, you know, I think most people would probably be willing to take that trade if they didn't make any debt, but the people who are already debt-free and are making millions of dollars, who are effectively more like small business people than doctors, they don't want to.
Well, anyway, it also messes up what fields doctors go into. I mean, that's the other thing Derek was, you go into these like specialty fields because that's where the higher payday is. It screws up every incentive. And so, I mean, bottom line, listen, there's a lot that goes into the fact that we've had this decline in life expectancy. None of it says anything good about the trajectory of our country. But there's one piece that is really, really simple here. We have a worse healthcare system than all these other countries. And that is a big part of why we die earlier.
Very, very true.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.